What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Ho the Husband Podcast. I'm your host, Terry Duran. I got my man SD in the building with me today. What's going on, bro?
Nothing, man. Glad to be back, man. Working crazy hours, but hey, man, got through it. So let me give a shout out to Brother Soul Productions for always keeping the background audio fresh. And I want to remind you all to donate to the Ho the Husband Podcast on Cash App and PayPal. All right, T.
I want to remind everybody that y'all can catch the audio playback of the podcast every Monday afternoon at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time on the core94.com. Tonight's episode is titled Thirst Gone Wrong. And I just wanted to have a conversation about some of the bad decisions and situations guys put themselves in the pursuit of women and sex. I'm pretty sure we got countless stories that we can recall. But y'all know how we do around here, man. We like to discuss stuff that we've seen trending or on our timelines. So we got a couple interesting topics to discuss this week. This first video, it was a video of Lisa Ray, where she was detailing a situation where she caught Nicole Murphy sleeping with her ex-husband. And things got a little messy. Let's take a listen.
Did your ex ever sleep with one of your friends?
Mm-hmm.
Celebrity friends?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them?
Mm-hmm.
You alleged too that Nicole Murphy had relations with your ex-husband. Were you two friends?
She was at my bachelorette party, which you know what? At that time, my mother told me then. She said, but you got to watch that one then. And she was right. She was dating Michael Strahan, so I called him. Let me send you a tape that I have of proof, And so I did. Friends don't do that now. Where I come from, south side of Chicago, that's an ass whooping.
Oh man, I'm not surprised by nothing like that. When you're dealing with women that chase the celebrity lifestyle and get involved with those type of men, there ain't much loyalty. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to people that are into materialistic lifestyle or chasing a luxury life. But I don't necessarily feel like she was wrong for sending the tape to Michael Strahan. She saved him from actually, I believe were they married or they just dated for a long time? Oh no, she said that they were engaged. She said they were engaged. So I do remember when they broke up abruptly. But it is what it is, man. You do dirt, man. You never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, man. I really ain't got no sympathy for Shorty. The one that cheated with her man, knowing that was her man. One, they were friends. You know what I'm saying? And two, that's just underhanded, man, and just dirty and trifling that you do your friend like that. You know what I mean? And it's also trifling for her man because he knew. It's one thing that you cheat.
Well, it was her ex. She said it was her ex.
I thought they were together. Lisa Ray.
The way I interpreted it is she found out her ex-husband was sleeping with her friend, or at least that's how I got it.
Oh man, I don't know. I thought they was together at that particular time. She found out.
Either way, though, that's supposed to be off limits. Somebody you was married to. Come on, man. Like
it is supposed to be off limits, but at that time, then maybe I would say I would feel different about her sending it to Strahan. You know what I mean? But I get it. I understand it because again, one, that was supposed to be her friend. And two, depending on if that was her ex, how long they have been broke up, man, those feelings still be fresh. And then you got the audacity to go and sleep with somebody that's close to me, man. So it's dirty. It's a dirty game, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, there's cheating, and then there's cheating with like a family member or a close friend. Like there's certain levels of betrayal where it's like, damn, man, you that scandalous? Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we talk about cheating all the time. Like I understand how it happens, but there are certain self-control you just supposed to have, even if you find somebody attractive or you find yourself in a situation where, you know, there's sexual tension or whatnot, you just would think that that ultimately a logical decision to just chill out could be made. But she can't be mad either. You know what I'm saying? Like, you doing dirt and you doing it to where somebody got you on tape. Like, you wilding out. You to where she got a tape to send. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you cheating, you supposed to be as discreet as possible. So she was out here she was for the streets, obviously. And she had the tape to prove it. You know what I mean?
Man, that's crazy, man. Like, you know, it's one thing, man. Like, you know what, man? Social media has really opened a lot of men's eyes to. It's the fact that women cheat just as much, if not more than men. Like, because before social media, I never really knew that women cheated the way that they cheat. Like, you know, like men. And the thing is that now they're saying women cheat more. Because women can cheat more. They have way more opportunities.
It's impossible to tell, really.
It's impossible to tell, but the fact that they have unlimited possibilities for sex. Women can go into the bar, into Walmart, into the grocery store, into the gas station. And if she asks 5 guys to give her some dick, she's going to get some dick. A man, on the other hand, this dude will hunt high and low. He can go to... So we talk about your regular guys, not no sports figures, not no entertainers. Regular dudes, man, he'd be lucky if the chick smiled at him or if he got a phone number, let alone got to suck some titties behind it. So women can do it way more than we can, and in a way, I don't want to say sneakier, because men don't really pay it a whole lot of attention like that. You know, like women do. Women kind of be the investigators and all that. Men don't really do a whole lot of that unless it's something blatantly obvious. So I don't know that women cheat better, but they definitely cheating just as much as the men. It's just not spoken about as much.
Yeah, and I would say the biggest difference will probably be the behavior of side chicks versus side dudes.
Side dudes, yeah.
Yeah, side dude. You know, that's where I learned the realities of women is from my side dude experience. And so once you know what I'm saying, once your eyes are open to it, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, it is very shocking though, to see what women that have kids and a husband, and sometimes their husbands are doing an awful lot for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, damn, you doing all this just to come smash me? You know what I'm saying? Like,
ain't doing that.
I used to have those kind of conversations. I would be giving them advice because I wanted their relationship to work, so that they wouldn't come around thinking I wanted to be with them. So I would have heart-to-heart conversations with them about their motives for cheating or whatnot. But a lot of times I just came around like, damn, I feel sorry for the dude. He don't have no clue. But I ain't about to come to you as a man or nothing, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, you know what your girl doing? And mess it up for me? No way. But you know what that remind me of? Chris Rock did a special. Chris Rock said, ladies, if you got a good man, hold on tight. Because there's a lot of women out here that want to take your husband. They want to take your husband for themselves. He said, fellas, you ain't really got to worry about that. Because ain't no man trying to take your wife. Don't get me wrong. The men trying to sleep with your wife. But they not trying to take your wife and replace you. That's typically not how men go about it. Like you just talked about your side dude experience, and then I'll talk about it. And we have seen this. The side dudes typically don't want to be the main guy. So they typically don't want to mess it up. Hey, man, I'll tell you. Hey, buy him a watch. Get him some cologne. You know what I'm saying? Don't let him think nothing. No, answer your phone. I'll go in the other room and be quiet. Don't worry about it, man. Act like you at work. We give them tips. The side chick, a lot of the side chicks want to be the main because they see things in him, those qualities, whatever it is, and she wants it for herself. She wants it for herself. So now she on his pictures on Instagram. Nice family, Lamar.
Well, I was gonna say, it sounds like, well, to me, in the situation with Lisa Ray, I don't understand why a woman that's dating or a guy that's already rich and famous will be cheating with another guy just because you know what I'm saying? Like to me,
If you a
that,
hoe, you'll do it. You just want to sleep with the dude because it can't
but
be about the money.
she had already hit the whole jackpot. She was married to Eddie
I
Murphy.
know,
Then you
but
with Michael Strahan, like
but think about it, Terry. If you a hoe, let's think about this for a minute. When men are hoes, right, and they got a nice chick at home, they got a nice chick, hit the jackpot. She bad, she nice, she got everything they need. You know what I'm saying? Why do they still step out, Terry?
the thrill of it for a lot of situations.
And because they what?
They hoes.
Hoes. Thank you. So some women are just hoes, just like the men. So it ain't about the money. It ain't about the status. It's about, oh, I saw him. I'm attracted. He flirted with me. So I want to see what the dick do. And some women be like that. Those are the women that men should never marry, ever. Because for a woman to be a hoe, it's completely different for a man to be a hoe. Because that type of stuff is not in a woman's natural makeup. It's just not, because there's always the possibility that she can become pregnant and not know who the dad is. Men, that type of stuff is naturally built in men. That's why most men want to be hoes, even though most of them can't be. Whereas most women don't want to be hoes, even though they could be. We're completely different. I ain't say it's wrong for either one to cheat and do all that stuff. Now, whether you want to be a hoe, that's your business. But the consequences are different for men and for women. That's why a man should never wife a chick that was a hoe. And women know that also. That's why they hide their bodies. That's why they subtract from their bodies. Yes, right. He was too small. He didn't make me come. I didn't like him. You know what? That's been 5 years. So now he's subtracted. Whereas men be like, men will lie the other way and add bodies. A lot of men will add bodies instead of subtracting them, because for men it's almost a badge of honor,
prestige,
to be able to do it. Yeah.
And if you're actually able to, if you a dude that's able to get women to sleep with you just by your charm and your personality and all that, those are qualities that other guys admire and want to learn from as well. Yeah. So that's always gonna have you as an attention getter. But that kind of leads to the next topic where Neo, there's a video going viral of Neo where he's talking about his decision to live a non-monogamous lifestyle. Let's take a look.
I am not shitting on anyone who has figured out how to make that thing work for them. Again, everything's not for everybody. Monogamy's for you. It's not for me. I realize this. I know this now. And it's like a weight lifted off my shoulders. I realized I spent so much time lying and trying to be somebody that I wasn't for the sake of somebody else. Complete and utter time wasted, when I could have just been exactly who I am, said exactly what I want, exactly how I'm rocking, exactly how I'm not, and then waited for those people to gravitate to me, because that's my reality now.
Now, to me, when I saw this video, the first thing that came to my mind, like, it sounded like he graduated from his whole phase, and it can be very difficult. I got married. Even though my first year of marriage, I wasn't even chasing hoes or nothing. I was actually doing right. But if you a celebrity and you just living that type of lifestyle, the facade of being in a relationship and being faithful to your girl, man, I can imagine how difficult and stressful that is. Because as a husband now that's not doing dirt, that I ain't got to hide message and all that, man, I can't even talk about the lack of stress, you know what I'm saying, that you have from worrying about being caught or trying to cover your tracks.
Yeah, man. Hey, we all done been there. If you've been out here and you've been a hoe out here, you done did some wrong somewhere. You done been out here lying. And he's right. I mean, you know, and what I don't understand is that he's a millionaire. Bro, you ain't gotta lie to none of these chicks. Like, not only are you a millionaire, you an entertainer on top of that. These women will rock with you no matter what. A lot of them. Now, I ain't saying all of them, but a lot of them will fall in line and get with the program, especially with so many women leaning into that lifestyle anyway of being with other women. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
he never had to lie. It was about him realizing it.
A lot of times guys get put in a position where a woman gains leverage on you once she has your child or she gets the ring.
Well, I get
so
it.
then it becomes a scenario where he does have to lie to protect or prevent, the downfalls that come with that.
But I'm talking about from the beginning. His ex-wife, had he told her from the jump, because remember, if I'm not mistaken, the ex-wife was like a stripper or something back in the day. She had videos of her own. That was out there of her messing with chicks. I remember when he got married, all these videos came out of his woman having videos out there of her doing things with other women, right? So you already have the blueprint there. She's already in the streets. Why are you lying to a chick that's clearly in the streets? You don't have to. You could have said, look, this is the program. This is what it is. You want to roll with it or no? That's all I'm saying.
Much better results.
Yes.
Like you reported.
Yeah, after the fact, now you have to lie. You have to, because now you're afraid of what happened after the fact when he was caught. Now she online calling him Diddy Jr. You know what I'm saying? Now she on recording, calling the police, going through all of these different
he's the worst
things.
guy in the world. You ain't.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So now that he's living the truth of how he wants to live, telling the world about it, guess what? The women still ain't happy. They still ain't happy. And I'm talking about the social media world type.
Right,
you know
right.
What I'm saying?
I didn't really look to see the reaction. I just saw the video and downloaded it. But I already know what the reaction is going to be to a man saying something like that. But it is what it is. Like, as a single man, that's the best way to be. You know what I mean? Like, trying to keep up lies and different stories to different women. When you're able to attract women by who you are, what you bring to the table, you learn. Well, most guys learn that being honest and authentic is a superpower in the dating world.
Yep.
Like that credibility that you are who you say you are, that goes a long way with making yourself desirable to women. And so, it's hard because sometimes you like you said, every woman ain't gonna be down for it. So you may lose a relationship that you had with somebody that you really liked or cared about. But it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, once you get to the point where, man, I'm too grown to be lying to chicks and sneaking chicks out my house and, all the kind of stuff that you do when you living in your whole phase, pretending to not be home and, just trying to kind of live out the lifestyle.
I can't even speak like. People always ask me, man, why you ain't never I ain't never seen you stressed out and this and that. And I'm like, yo, I remember one time when I was in my 20s, bro, I had 10 numbers in 6 months. I'm lying to this chick, now I gotta change my number. I'm lying to that chick, I gotta change my number. Now, man, it's so my parents was like, why do you keep changing these numbers? And I'm like, man, it is what it is. I gotta do what I gotta do. But man, since I've been out of that phase and that stage, bro, I don't have to lie to nobody. I keep my slate clean. I'm real selective about who I talk to, deal with, whatever the case. I don't worry about nobody dropping by my house, calling my phone all times of the night. You know what I'm saying? When I do get a woman, I don't worry about none of that. And it's so much more peaceful being that way. And then even when I do get into a relationship, I don't have to tell 10 other women that, hey, you can't call me no more. I ain't got to figure out how to do this. No, you can't come through my crib no more. No, you can't do this no more. I don't have to worry about that because I don't keep up and I don't live that type of lifestyle now. That hectic, chaotic lifestyle where I got to keep up with this story, that story, what I said over here, what I said over there. It's stressful, man. That's why I still got my hairline, because I don't do that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah,
understand
especially
completely what he's saying.
yeah, I was gonna say, especially with social media, like now you gotta what can I post? Can I say where I was going to eat? Can I, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a bunch of stuff that
I ain't even
I
thought about
never
that.
yeah, I mean that's how most people get caught up. You know what I'm saying? Like it's social media related. Um so there are so many pitfalls that can come or that make it more difficult to maintain a lie or for for a long period of time. Yeah, you can get away with it long enough to hit a couple times, but once there's months and months of behavior and they be in your personal space, something's gonna come up if you doing dirt and doing a whole bunch of stuff that you lying or hiding or attempting to hide. So again, if you a single man, um, you'll see a lot more results and you'll get a lot more respect by just keeping it a book. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
a heart-to-heart conversation with a chick about what phase you in and what you actually looking for. Man, you'd be surprised how many of them are down
Yeah.
for what you're talking about. You know what
Oh
I
yeah,
mean?
they'll lie to themselves just to be with you if you dope enough. If they like you enough, they'll fool themselves to be with you. They'll convince themselves that it's okay, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't gotta lie. Just tell them what it is, man, and keep it moving.
And again, that may cost you some chicks in the future, but it is what it is. For every chick that's not down, you're bound to meet other women that are, if you keeping it a buck and you actually living, making yourself desirable.
Mm-hmm.
All right, looks like we are up against the clock. We're about to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to be getting into tonight's topic, Thirst Gone Wrong, where we're going to be talking about some of the bad decisions and the situations guys put themselves in the pursuit of women or sex. You are tuned into the How to Husband podcast. We'll be back in a minute.
Hi, I'm relationship coach and author Terry Duran, and I am pleased to announce that my book, It's Not That Complicated, is finally available as an audiobook. So if you don't like to read or you just don't have time to read a paperback book, this audiobook is perfect for you. You can listen to it while you're in your car, while you're at work, etc. In the book, I break down how husband material men think and operate in regards to sex, love, and relationships, and I provide real quality insight on how husband material men approach dating. The audiobook is available on audible.com and on iTunes. All you have to do is go to one of the websites and search for my name, Terry Duran. Go download your copy today.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the How to Husband podcast. Tonight's episode is titled Thirst Gone Wrong. We just going to be having a conversation about some of the bad decisions and situations that guys put themselves in the pursuit of women or sex. Now, we all heard the phrase, you thinking with your other head or, whatever cliche you want to use. And there's a lot of truth to it. When guys are in a horny state of mind, logic usually ain't on at the top of the list of things that they're focused on. And so a lot of guys go through life overlooking some of the dangers or potential negative situations that can come from being involved with women. And so that's kind of what I wanted to open the door for. So I wanted to just ask you, man, you from the Chi, you live where it get grimy in the streets. Have there been any dangerous situations you can recall that you put yourself in?
Oh yeah.
Either trying to pursue a woman or being involved with a woman?
Oh yeah. Oh man, you better believe it. I was just telling my parents about this the other day, because they don't know all the stuff I was outside doing. Man, I was in my early 20s, man. And I had went to this it was a job where we went to sell cologne on the street. We would walk around selling like knockoff cologne, like, hey man, what kind of cologne you wear? Oh, I wear Curve. Oh, okay, I got this one here. It's just like Curve, right? It was something like that. I went for one day, and then I was like, nah, this ain't for me. But it was a nice chick there. It was a nice chick there, right? So Shorty asked me to take her to the crib. It was on the west side of Chicago. I don't even care for the west side. Got to her crib, got upstairs, and I see these dumbbells on the floor. They was like, now you know what I'm thinking going into this strange woman's crib, apartment on the west side of Chicago that I had just met that day, right? I'm thinking with the wrong head, but I'm going. Got up there, I look down, I see 90-pound dumbbells. I'm like, yo, who dumbbells are those? Because I know they ain't her. And she's like, oh, they're my boyfriend dumbbells. He at work. I'm like, excuse me? I look over, and there's a prison picture. And you know how they do the prison poses? This dude arms. Crazy. This dude arms was used. Man, listen here, man. I wrapped my dick up and I'm like, let me get up out of here, man. I packed the dick up and left, man. Like, let me get up out of here, man. You got to be kidding. But what I'm saying is I put myself in a situation like that because I wasn't thinking logically. I was thinking with the wrong head, man. You know how that could have turned out. And at that time, I wasn't strapped up as I was moving around outside. You know what I'm saying? So it would have been a tough situation for me to get out of, you know, because there was an apartment. It was one way in the crib, one way out the crib. So, and it's been others too, but yeah, man, you know, you have to be careful. What about you? You had any way you put yourself in a bad position?
I got a couple Hall of Fame probably type stories. But one that comes to mind, or the most severe of the situations, was a situation where when I was in the military. So I'm 17 years old. I had just gotten my first year in the military. And I had one of the benefits of me being the youngest person in my unit is I could still date the high school chicks in the city or whatnot. So I had met a chick or whatnot, and her dad was in the military, but she would let me sneak. They lived in the own post housing, so she would sneak me in her room at night. So this became like my regular sex buddy. So I'm over there a couple times a week type situation. We never knew that her door didn't actually lock. Man, I'm in there, I'm beating it up one night, and all of a sudden the door pop open and it's her dad, and he got a gun. You know what I'm saying? So I immediately, you know, pull up my pants or whatnot. I'm sorry, sir. And man, he put the gun in my mouth. He did it so hard that the barrel of the gun slid across my teeth and like busted my lip. You know what I'm saying? Like, and as the chaos is happening, his wife comes in the room like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, so he's so mad. He points the gun at his wife. He like cussing her out because they loved me. I had been coming around, you know what I'm saying? The kids loved me, the wife, you know, I was a good kid. But I ended up, the military police came and they ended up trying to charge me for trespassing. But that got dismissed since she actually let me in the apartment. But ended up getting a situation. I was ordered to no longer have contact with her. So that was my last time ever smashing Shorty, man.
Was her parents military people too?
Her dad, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so that was the craziest situation that I've ever been in that was sex related.
That's rough, man. I had a chick, another one, man, that I had went over her crib. I was in my mid 20s at that time. And a dude came over to the crib, man, banging, blong, 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 trying to kick the door and ringing the bell and all that, because it was actually an apartment. So he was banging on the bottom door, like to get in. She lived on the top floor and her bell just going off. Dun, dun, dun. And I'm like, man, at that time, I was moving around strapped up. So I'm like, man, I was like, Biggie, yo, you better talk to him before the put the spark to him. You better go talk to my man, but she ain't want to go out. You know what I mean? So I left out and I walked right out. I held the door open for homie. but he never knew I came out of her place. He didn't know if I stayed there or not. Walk right past him, open door. That was my last time. Right then, I vowed not to go over women's houses because it can turn into a dangerous situation for you as a man. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you carry a weapon on you. You know what I'm saying? And these here situations can become hostile and volatile. Even the police will tell you the most dangerous calls they go to are domestic. They domestic calls because you got feelings involved. When you got feelings involved, yeah. And this dude think that, hey, this is woman, whatever the case. Now I'm innocent in the situation. I don't know that she got a crazy ex or that she have a man, right? Now I'm caught between a rock and a hard place. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of them. South. It can go real fast, real quick because it's unpredictable. So therefore, to stay out of that type of stuff, man, I just try to think logically about certain things now. Instead of back then, it was all about sex back then. It didn't matter about her character, her behavior, her mindset, any of those other things. I never asked if they had a man. You know what I'm saying? Now, I want to know, you got a man? How long you been single? Were you ever married? Do you got these exes? And are you still talking to them? Do y'all still go out? I want to know these things because you still got emotional ties to somebody or physical ties to somebody, you can potentially put me in a situation that I will have to respond in a way that I don't want to have to respond.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I saw some domestic situations like that when I was younger, where the ex-boyfriend came to the house. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of like you described. Situations like that, man, erupt really quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And especially when it comes to cheating situations, they can be extremely volatile. And this reminds me of another situation I had. But this wasn't nothing that I planned on. It was just kind of me not thinking the whole situation through. So I had smashed a chick from work. And I was her car was messed up. So it was like, I'm giving you a ride home, but we stopped by my house and smashed first. So I'm dropping her off in front of her crib. Her husband bust out the door. You know what I'm saying? Start running to her in the car. So man, I end up in a high-speed chase. You know what I'm saying? I take off.
Was she still in the car with you?
Yeah, but I didn't know what the hell to do besides that. So I speed out. I had a stick then too, so I'm smashing. First second I get out of that.
Saying the clutch up on that son.
So we get to the major street, and I'm talking to her. I'm like, man, what you gonna do? As I'm talking to her, cuz pull up on the side of us. So now I take off speeding again. So I'm in the right lane, he's in the left lane. So we going down the street. I bust a right and lose him. You know what I'm saying? So I go through some back streets and make it back to her house and dropped her off in time. You know what I'm saying? Before he made it back. But the whole time I'm worried about her now. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, is he beating her ass? You know what I'm saying? So
did you double back to find out?
No, I waited till the next day at work. You know what I'm saying? So I come in there, I'm like, man, what the hell happened? You know what I'm saying? She told me she told me what she did or what she said to him to get him off. She told him she said I was one of her gay co-workers that was dropping her off.
Come on, man.
And then when he was questioning her about the sex, she said she took her panties and just put them in his face. Like, do it smell like I've been having sex? And I always thought that was the funniest thing ever, because how the hell are your panties supposed to smell like sex? You know what I'm saying? So again, side dude experience that
you must have hit raw.
No, I didn't hit raw.
Oh, okay. Otherwise, it smell like penny. It smell like rubber. Once you put them on, unless you washed up or something, then it might smell like the rubber. But hey, I had a dude pull a gun on me once. Cause I talked to this here chick. I was with one of my guys too. We was at White Castle. And I saw a chick, she was in the car by herself. I didn't think nothing of it, man. I'm like, man, she bad. My boy was like, nah, man, come on, let's go. We were going to the mall. I said, nah, man, let me holler at shorty. So I went over there, talked to her, whatever, in the car. She was like, nah, you know, I got a man, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, all right, cool. I went and got in my car. I saw a van pull and park right next to her. I ain't think nothing of it. I pull on out. We gone. Boom. I'm on the road to the mall. Head down there. This van pulls up on the side of me. I see the van in my mirror. Yeah, I see the van in my mirror, like just pulling up fast behind me. I'm like, I look over. My man had a pistol pointed at me, like a 22 or something like that. It was like a 22. I had my window up. He had his window up. So he had his 22 pointed at me. At that time, again, I was carrying. I had like a 45. I pulled my gun up like this. Dude say, hey, pulled off. He pulled off. And my boy was like, yo, what in the world is dude? I'm like, I don't know. I guess that maybe that was her man or something like that. Like, you got to understand, these situations can go left real fast.
Well, let me ask you, do you think that was a Chicago thing? Like with the...
What you mean?
Just for the dude to instantly go to gunplay like that or point his gun at you?
Man, listen, these fools out here, man, will kill you over anything.
I mean,
they
I
will shoot you over anything out here, man. Like, you gotta understand, man. You know, some dudes real possessive like that. You know what I mean? And like to pull guns and stuff like that on people. Ain't the first time. So, but now I don't move around like that again. I don't move around like that. I don't be outside like that. So that's been a long time since stuff like that happened. You know, but I still have to be careful with how I do what I do and think with the right head. You know what I mean? And that's for any man. I would implore you. I mean, you got guys. Remember the one guy that we talked about it on one of the shows where he went over to the woman's house and spent the night. Her ex-boyfriend broke in and killed him.
Yeah,
at her place.
Trouble,
like it was a rapper
Trouble,
or
right?
something.
Trouble.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's.
Yeah, like you have to be careful and think with the right head and put yourself. If you want to do something cool,
even in a situation though like that where you've been knowing shorty, you have rapport, trust with her, whatnot. That don't mean that she don't got a crazy baby daddy or a dude that's mad that she done moved on. So all those type of things can unknowingly put you in danger or make you a target.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, like I said, I think most rational dudes ain't really ready to fight to the death over no chick. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Not if she ain't mine, I ain't.
No, and I mean, even if a chick is yours, the only way that you would be willing to put your life on the line is if there's some type of danger situation. Not situation where she want to mess with a dude and I'm just so
bad.
No.
Like that. No, not like that. Like I'm mad she want to mess with another dude?
Yeah, you find out she been you find out she been cheating and you go beat the dude up. Or you know what I'm saying?
No, man, go ahead, do your thing, boo. It's all good.
But a lot of dudes crash out in situations like that. You know what I'm saying? Like he smashed my baby mama, or you know, I've been seeing recently. We've been seeing videos where it's like my cellmate got out and went and smashed my baby mama type vibe, which is some snake behavior. But that's kind of the, I guess because it's betrayal that comes from somebody close. But I was gonna ask you, have you ever been in a fight over a chick or almost got into a fight?
Almost, yeah, man. Me and my best friend, my homeboy, one time we was in our 20s again. He liked this chick. He liked her. All right. And one night after skating, she came over to my crib. We dabbled. You know what I'm saying? He liked her. She didn't really like him. They had went out once. They went out once. He was like, man, she wouldn't even kiss me. She wouldn't kiss him. Nothing. So she really, this is what he told me. This was like 4 or 5 months earlier. So that was nothing. Like they went out that one time. She never kissed him from what he told me. Then seen her at the skating rink. She came back over to the crib. That's what it happened. So about maybe a week or two later, he was like, yeah, man, I'm gonna hit Shorty back up. I was like, maybe you should just hold off just a little bit. Man, listen, man, he was so heated. And the other guys had to tell him, like,
they had to roast him. I know they did.
Yeah, they was like, bruh, you told all of us that Shorty didn't want to kiss you, nothing. She was acting like she wasn't interested, nothing. Y'all wasn't together. Y'all didn't mess around, nothing. Yeah. So how in the world are you mad? And so me, I'm like, yo, like, you can't be mad. We ain't talked for about a month behind that back then. You know what I mean? Then he came back and was like, man, I was tripping.
Yeah, I've always been like, man, if I can't hit, I want one of my boys to hit.
Go ahead, put in a stroke or two for me.
Yeah, bro. Like if you're not interested in me, cool.
It's all good.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna make it awkward. I'm not gonna do none of that.
Yeah.
Because you might have some friends that I may be interested in or be available. So that I understand dudes being salty or being in their feelings. But come on, bro.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy about that?
What?
A couple years after that, he actually smashed a girl that was my ex. From my 20s. From my 20s. Like she was early, like young. We were young. From my 20s, like 22, 23. Like, man, we had matching outfits and everything. You know what I'm saying? That was my girl. And then he told me, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? You know, I messed around and hit Shorty. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Whatever. Do your thing. Like, it was for me. Yeah, for me, because you know what? And then as I got older, I just realized that for me, being how I was out in the streets, you know what I'm saying? Being that dude that was in his whole phase, getting women, things like that, and him not really being that guy.
He was kind of. Man, this sound like the jealous friend that kind of.
You know, he just, I ain't gonna say he was jealous. He just wasn't that guy. So how I handle situations and how he would handle situations was not the same. And I couldn't hold that against him for not handling it like I'll handle situations. You know, when it was way more egregious, because that was actually my girl. and so when it actually happened, I kindly reminded him, like, yo, I was actually with Shorty, but I'm not tripping. It's all good. But look at that and look at how you reacted to just going out with a chick. He was like, man, you know what? Yeah, man, I was really tripping back then. Da, da, da. And it was cool. It was like, all right, you know, it is what it is. We go about our business. But, you know, you have to understand, man, a lot of times that people just don't grow up like you, or they don't move how you move. So how they do certain things won't be how you do it. And you have to try to understand that. And at that particular time, I was thinking with the wrong head, the other head, and didn't even take that into consideration. Whereas now, you know, I would call one of my guys ahead of time if I met a chick that they knew or talked to or whatever, and be like, hey, man, remember Shorty? Yeah, man, I met her, blah, blah, blah. I talked to him about it only because we older, man, more mature, and just, you know, we talk like that. So, you know, just so you don't, ain't no animosity between us as guys, man.
Yeah,
so,
you two,
you know,
grown men should never fall out over chicks like that. But
we was in our 20s.
Like you said,
yeah,
that communication to make sure that we on the same page. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, for sure.
But it's so funny to hear about stuff like this because, like I said, I've been married so long, so I haven't had to have those kind of conversations about new chicks or chicks that you smashed or I smashed. It's been so long since we, you know, kind of did that. But I wanted to kind of steer the conversation to one final thing that I wanted to bring up is when guys are talking to chicks and doing all these type of things, interacting, trying to get from first to second, third, fourth base or whatnot. they often they never really think about the possibility of lies or false allegations. And those are two things that can literally derail a guy's entire life. And so the lead up to linking up with a chick, you know what I'm saying, like the kind of conversations that you have. I know guys these days, the way that I guess they try to get confirmation of consent, or so I don't know what's the best way to describe it, but that through their conversations they try to make it clear that she has intent of having sexual, you know what I'm saying, interaction with them.
Yeah.
And so it's like, man, it's a grimy world out here, man, because one allegation, it'll be your word versus her word.
And her word is typically gonna win, especially if you're at work. I can tell you that right now. I've never seen a man keep his job behind a woman accusing him of something. Even if it wasn't true, even if it turned out to be not true later on, the company got to move on it. Like, so I'm not gonna even lie to you. I've never, the only time I've thought about it, honestly, and this might sound messed up, but when white girls try to talk to me, that's when I think about it. Like, that's when I think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because of certain things that I have seen at work. And that's typically where, you know what I'm saying, white girls try to, you know, kind of shoot their shot. You know, it'd be at work. And I'd be like, you know, that's when I think about it. Like, what in the world could this be? You know, could it turn into something? So you living in a world now, man, where, you know, you have to guard that type of stuff, you know, for yourself. Actually, you know, man, the crazy part about it is that you could sleep with a chick and 5 years from now, she can feel different about you and come out and say, you know what?
That's crazy.
I know. That's what I'm saying. This is how far we have gotten from it, where they can say, you know what, 5 years ago, I really didn't want to do it then. I want to go to the police. And it's like, wait a minute. You know what I mean? And get people in trouble. I've never seen men do this. Have you ever seen a man do that?
I don't think a woman can get in trouble for, I've never, you know, I've heard of situations where women robbed a guy. Just sexual assault and things of that nature. You never really hear about that.
Terry,
women being,
we got a famous rapper, a famous female rapper that's on record for saying the stuff that she did to men, robbing them, having trannies do stuff to them, all of this here. What happened to her? She got a Budweiser deal, a Big Mac. She got all types of stuff behind that. Like, nothing. Rick Ross put a line in his song. Just a line. She ain't even know it. Got dropped by Reebok. Dropped by this. Dropped by that. So there's consequences for men. That's not the same consequences for women. Even just for a man saying something sexual like that, and a woman actually doing it, the consequences are different. So as a man, you have to tread lightly with what you do and how you do it. Because, you know, I had posted about this the other day. I saw a father posted a video talking about his daughter and why his daughter don't hug him. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, yeah. Where you're talking about the boundaries and whatnot.
Yes. So his daughter wouldn't hug him. And he's trying to figure out, why don't my daughter hug me? And she's saying, hey, she's being touched at school and the boys just grab on her. So for men, it's kind of a standoffish thing to her. She know her daddy gonna stop her. She say, nah, I don't want to be hugged. And so as men, you know, we really have to, us being grown, it's something that we don't really, you know, deal with like that, but we have to be careful. But I just want to say that as men, we have to teach our sons, for the men that have sons, about the importance of no from a woman. You know what I'm saying? In line with this sexual assault allegation type thing we going down right at this particular moment. But it's important that we teach our sons the importance of no and the importance of consent when you're dealing with a woman. You know what I mean? Because it can go left for you real quick. even as a young man, and derail your life forever. So you have to be careful. You have to also be careful with the age of some of these women, especially when you turn 18 as a young man.
17 and 18, man,
Yes, you
that
have to
time
be
period.
careful. 100%. I had women, man, find me on Instagram and be like, man, remember me? I'm like, yeah, I remember you. Say, you're the only dude that ever asked me for my ID. When I was in, 25, 26, and I meet a young woman at a restaurant or something, I want to see your ID, sweetheart. I don't want you to tell me how old you are. Let me see your driver's license. I want to see it. And I would look at it, and then I would go forward with it after that. Because you have to be careful. You have to cover your bases. You have to cross your T's and dot your I's out here, or else you can be in serious trouble. So I just wanted to say that to the dads out here. Talk to your sons about keeping control of their emotions and their hormones, and respecting when a woman or a girl says no, or don't want
Absolutely.
to do something, or have these different reactions where she really standoffish, don't really want to do it. Man, listen, pack your
Chill.
dick up and keep it moving.
Yeah,
So
just keep it
all
moving.
right.
All right, man, this was a great conversation, bro. It looks like we are up against the clock. Before we get up out of here, man, I want to give another shout out to my man, Brother Soul Productions, for keeping us like sort of background music. I want to remind y'all to continue supporting the podcast through our Cash App and PayPal. SD, man, I'm glad we was able to get you back on the show so we can chop it up. Looking forward to where we have Jay and all three of us back at the same time. This has been another episode of the Ho the Husband podcast, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.